Just promoting right now. Okay. Henny, henny, diddy. Yes, actually, you can join.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wannabes podcast. I am your host today, Luke Walters. My co-host, the wonderful Anthony Sturdivant, aka Dreaded. What's going on, man?
So not much. Time for a review for something I've actually been kind of excited for.
Actually, yeah. Um, well, I'll get into it when we actually start. But yeah, normally, we might have a little bit of news, talk about some random shit, but we're not going to do that today. There's really nothing to talk about. So yeah, we're just going to get into our review of Shelby Oaks. Let me just hit the button for Morgan. I'm sure she's watching. Movie time. We do this right. All right. So, do you have stats, or do you want me to look them up?
I'll get our stacks here actually real quick. So give me one sec. Here we go. All right, all right. So Shelby Oaks released on tech. Okay, so
I love it
Shelby
when you
Oaks
do
was
this.
actually. Oh, thank you. Shelby was. Oh my goodness, shut up. Okay, Shelby Oaks was actually technically released July 20th, 2024 at Fantasia actually, but it didn't get its official theatrical release where it was distributed by Neon until October 24th of this year actually, right? So this film was made on a budget of between 1.4 to 2.8 million. Let's see. In the United States and Canada, Shelby Oaks was released alongside Regretting You, Spring Teen, Deliver Me from Nowhere, and the Chainsaw Man movie, and was projected to gross around 3 million from about 1,830 theaters in its opening weekend. And it ended up debuting about 2.4 million, finishing in seventh place actually. And as of right now, the box office is 2.9 million. So that is my stats on Shelby Oaks.
Okay, so I was gonna ask you a question, but I went and looked it up because Mike Flanagan is an executive producer. That
Mm-hmm.
is House on Haunted Hill, Midnight Mass, The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix. Also, Doctor Sleep. Like he's got probably top five of the last favorite horror things I've seen within the last 10 years. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, great horror filmmaker. Yeah, he's the executive producer on this, and I was gonna ask you if you would happen to know if he was the producer the whole time, and it already says right here that he was. He joined the project with his producing partners Trevor Macy and Melinda Nishioka after the film broke Kickstarter records for a horror movie and went in post production. So actually, no, he wasn't a part of it the whole time. And I wonder if that really helped this movie get that theatrical release that it ended up getting.
It
I
is possible. I think that is possible as well.
Yeah, Mike
I think
Flanagan's a hell of a name, man, to have on your fucking project.
I think even the YouTube film like lovers community got attached when they heard Chris Duckman was actually directing the film, well, writing and directing the film.
Yeah, so okay, I'm sorry, I fucked up. I did not watch the thing that you sent me, but I will have thoughts on it later. So I'm not gonna be able to talk about that here. But you do you if you want.
Oh no, okay, I'll break it down for you then. No worries then.
Thank you. But yeah, look, for anybody that is a friend of the channel that has been hanging out with us for the last, I don't know, like 3-ish years or so. I'm trying to do the same thing. It's a fucking pain in the ass. It really is. So like, just on the fact that this man was able to get a movie made for like, would you say 2 mil, 3 mil?
About between 1.4 and 2.8 million.
That is incredible. Um, that in and of itself is a phenomenal feat to get that much money devoted to your project. It's insane. But yeah, just on that level, I'm already a huge fan of this. I'm glad glad to hear that it got made and that it's got this distribution. Cause I am a fan of Chris Stuckman's. I watch his videos on YouTube, so I remember like him announcing that he was gonna make a movie like 3-4 years ago, I think. So it's cool to see this come to fruition. It's cool.
Yep. All right,
Got it.
all right.
Let's
So,
push for a second.
shall we dive in?
Yes, please.
All right, but if I'm being real, should I start with the backstory or should we dive in straight to the movie?
You should start with the backstory.
All right, so I have talked about it on this podcast before, but I will explain one last time how I even know this movie exists, okay? Because I promise you, without this piece, I would have never known this. So I love to watch some creepy shit at night, especially, breaking down some creepy lore. I just love it, right? Shout out to the channel Nightmind for bringing this to my attention. Nightmind broke down an online mystery that was going on, a scripted mystery, should I say, titled Paranormal Paranoids, a stunning missing YouTuber story, right? And what the story was a story. Well, so the ARG. So we've talked about ARGs on here before when we broke down all the Cloverfield movies, right? So the ARG depicted a woman named Jess who was in universe of this movie looking for any information on an old YouTube show she used to watch called Paranormal Paranoids, which featured 4 amateur ghost hunters, just exploring abandoned places and capturing paranormal activity, actually, right? But one day they up and vanished without any trace, actually, right? So, using the power of the internet, she was trying to find out, hey, anybody else remember this show or anything like that? It wasn't until a mysterious Twitter account also remembered, but also had personal videos of the lead star of said YouTube show, Riley. Riley Brennan, actually, who we'll talk more about in the movie itself, actually. So the ARG consists of the old episodes of them investigating some places, which actually factor really awesomely into the movie, if you ask me as well. But the big thing, there are 2 important things to break down here. Is that one is that Riley, I'll talk more about this later, has been having visions of some disturbing things. And 2, one of the last videos that she posted was her being kidnapped, actually. And that's actually kind of where the ARG sort of ended. But at the end of the Nightmind video, which I watched, that broke down all the details, including like pointing out things that maybe you didn't see the first time. It was announced at the end that Chris Stuckman was attached to make a movie based off said storyline, right? Now, I forgot all about this for maybe a good couple of years, right? Until either last year or maybe this year, like early this year, I thought to myself, hey, what? I remember that video I watched about the missing teen. I wonder what happened to that. And then one day I was at work, just like, let me see if I can remember how to find the video, which I did. And then I said, did anything ever come of that movie? Come to find out, it was made and released last year. I was like, oh shit, this actually happened. And then it was actually getting a theatrical release. Like, oh, so this didn't just go away. This actually happened. Holy shit, right? So I had been waiting since earlier this year, like, oh gosh, Shelby Oaks is actually happening, right? So that is how I knew about it. And everything I just broke down is like sort of the backstory going into this film, actually, right?
Question for you.
What is your question?
Is that needed to enjoy this movie, do you think?
So here's what I'll say. The movie actually really did dive into a lot of the stuff that was in the ARG, actually. Like, I was surprised, like, oh, okay, so they're bringing up this, they're bringing up this. I will say, I think it's more fun to know that going in, actually.
Okay.
Because you kind of you're like, oh, there's that. Or because you know the backstory, so learning what's going on in the movie, it kind of like, for me, I guess you could say, gave me some closure on some of the mysteries of the ARG, actually, too. Is it needed? Not necessarily, but I still do recommend looking into it.
Is there actual footage in the ARG? Like,
yeah. So let's start with the movie real quick.
And is it used in the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of that footage in like the first like 20 to 30 minutes of the documentary and stuff of Riley's investigative crew and everything like that is a part of it.
Yeah, it's actually kind of cool.
However, when things hit the fan, that's new. That's movie exclusive. We didn't see that.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah.
Yep.
Continue.
Okay, so that's the order. Now, this movie is following that, right? It's a continuation of the series that started online, where Mia Brennan, Riley's sister, it's been 12 years since, like, for one, shout out to the ARG for really giving the authentic feel of early YouTube 2000, actually. It's been 12 years since her sister went missing, and, she's still reeling from it. Like, life has not really been the kindest to her. And it haunts her, like, what happened to my sister? Where did she go? Like, the last video we saw, it doesn't fully explain stuff like that. And, it becomes a journey of just finding out what happened to her sister when some new evidence began to pop up, actually, out of nowhere. So that is the basic explanation of what Shelby Oaks is about, along with its backstory of what led into this movie.
Yeah, all right. Well, so getting into it, I just want to make sure I say these people's names right. So I'm pulling up. Sarah Dern is very good as Mia. No, that's Riley. Is very good as Riley. Right. That's Camille Sullivan is very good as Mia. I was very impressed with the acting in this movie. It was cool to see Keith David. That was sweet. Mm-hmm. But I was very, very impressed with Camille Sullivan as the lead of this movie. I don't think I've seen her in anything else. I can't imagine outside of Keith David and Derek Mears, but that's a different thing. Like, there are no named actors in here. I don't think anybody goes into this really knowing anybody that's in here. This is probably, if not their first thing, probably close to it, I would imagine. And I hope these actors and actresses keep getting work because they're all really good in it and what they do with this stuff.
I will say the biggest names in here is Keith David, Michael Beach, and Derek Mears, definitely. Mm-hmm. But yes, Camille Sullivan's performance as Mia is so good. Like, she is carrying this movie with her performance.
And that for me is the biggest praise I can heap on it, next to like the atmosphere that's in this movie, because like there's a lot of just story things and some other stuff. Like I don't want to get into the negative stuff just yet because I feel like you got a lot of positive things to say about it, which is awesome because there is a lot to say about it. But yeah, I'm waiting to get into that. But the atmosphere and the acting to me in this is pretty fucking top notch.
Yeah, very believable acting. I think nobody like slacked on it and everything. Even with how brief Keith David and Michael Beach are in there, I actually do like their presence in the film, actually, too.
I love Keith Davidson.
Yeah, I love it as well, too. And for what it's worth, yes, the stuff we get of Sarah Dern as Riley is also, in my opinion, really good, too. But we really get more of Riley in the ARG and the backstory stuff, too, because this is Mia's movie, definitely.
Yeah, and that... It was, like you said, I'm glad that you told me now that, you know, the ARG stuff is this shit that's in the movie because, yeah, it does sell early YouTube and the cameras and everything. It was nice to see that, too. Chris Stuckman, I feel like, has a really good eye for capturing, like, what it felt like, you know, to be, for 2008, I think he did really good at capturing old YouTube as well as giving, like, the love that he has for those old cameras and shit and still having fucking videotapes. Little video cassettes in this movie. Like, I dug all that shit. It was cool.
Yeah. And like you said earlier, the atmosphere, this movie is super eerie, and I actually love that. I'm actually a bigger fan of eerie atmospheric horror movies than this the constant jump scare fest.
So that's why I'm glad that I looked up Mike Flanagan, because his influences are all over this movie, along with Resident Evil 7, along with the Blair Witch Project. Like, I think they're all done very well, but I really wanted to just stay in the creepy atmosphere with Mia, but there's a couple of things that happened that I'm still trying to wait to get into it. But kudos on the lighting, kudos on the atmosphere. It's all done really well. And like, man, if I didn't know any better, I would have definitely thought that like Flanagan came in and put like a sheen over this movie, because it a lot of it does look and feel like you're watching Dr. Sleep or something.
Mm-hmm. So what was I gonna say? And for what worth, the creepy moments, like the scary moments, actually, I feel like, I mean, am I scared? I'm more unsettled, and I think that's definitely a positive, actually, because I don't think I'd use the word scared. But the scenes are very, very good, if you ask me to. Shoot,
Go ahead. No, finish.
Yeah, there's one particular scene that actually caught me off guard where it's like, oh, Jesus, that's creepy as fuck. And it involves like a hallway and a basement and an old lady. That actually caught me off guard of like, oh, Jesus, that was actually effectively creepy. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of... I agree with you. But the problem that I'm having is that, man, as I'm trying to like collect a thought and give this movie like a lot of kudos, kind of like the movie does, like we just kind of jump to another thing. And that is a problem that I do have with this movie. I don't think it's paced very well. Um,
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get into that actually too, because I really did really think about it, and this movie is fast. This movie
yeah,
really is fast.
yes, it is. Well, I think it's almost 2 hours or something. I forget what the runtime
So
is.
no surprise. It's 91 minutes. It's only like an hour and 40
Oh
minutes.
well, then I disagree with you. I thought this movie dragged a little bit. Like, but what I'm getting at is, like I said, I agree with you about the atmosphere, but I wanted this movie to be scary. I was never like scared, but I was definitely like unsettled because of the shots and like how the thing is put together. Well, certain parts anyway. Like I definitely went into it going like I'm gonna see some fucked up shit, but it didn't really like bother me. I saw the fucked up shit. You know what I mean? Like the payoff didn't really work for me. Um, and that is because like at one point, like I said, there's like Blair Witch, and then we go into like fucking we go into like House on Haunted Hill, and then we go into like Resident Evil. Like I'm not even kidding, Resident Evil 7, like straight
Mm-hmm.
up. There's a point in the movie where a character goes into this house. I'll get into that later, the actual house. But like as soon as our main character walks in, I literally had Jack in my head being like, "Welcome to the family, son." I was like, "Please have him pop out." The whole thing. That's what that reminded me of, and that's I don't want to do that to this type of movie, but that's what I found myself doing a lot was being like, "Oh, this instantly reminds me of this thing." I just felt like some of it might have been a little too blatant, or I'm way the fuck off, which is entirely possible. But those segments, that's like what I felt. I felt like, oh, we're doing the Blair Witch thing. Now we're doing Resident Evil 7, and now we're doing the other thing. I was like, ah, shit. There's even scenes where you see like stuff in the background, and we saw Longlegs.
Mm-hmm.
That had that in there too, but I like the shots better in Longlegs.
I think I wish I wanted more in Shelby Oaks because Longlegs definitely did it better
Thank
because
you.
they had more of those. But when Shelby Oaks does it, I definitely know it's like, oh shit.
Yes, yes, and
I
that's
think.
why I would have appreciated it if there was like less because all of the there's found footage and then there's not. It goes back and forth, but the found
Mm-hmm.
footage is always for exposition, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like we're moving the plot along and then boom, it cuts back to some more of the found footage, and I was like, man, like I was actually really into what you were doing, and we went to this. I was like, but that's what the pacing and stuff for me.
So pacing what? So I'm gonna say this now. I think I have a better experience with this because keep in mind that I have followed this like story for a few years now.
Hmm.
So I think there's a part of me that's I'm gonna be real, probably very biased that like oh snap, I'm finally gonna get payoff answers of like what happened to Riley, like where did this story go and what the hell was in the window. I'm not gonna say anything else, but like I've been counting like what is that, and now we know that after watching this movie, of course. But so where you say it dragged, I mean, yeah, I guess if I'm gonna be more into it, I guess it doesn't feel like it dragged. But I really felt like this movie was fast actually, and I'm gonna just get into some a couple of things. So I'll go in super duper into spoilers, of course, right? Because like I said, the first like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, well, first 20 minutes, 25 minutes was like a mockumentary film, actually recapping the ARG and along with some new stuff that like the ARG did not get into yet, but the movie does too. And that's all done very well. I love horror supernatural mockumentary. That is actually one of the reasons I like Hell House LLC as much as I did actually too. Which I'm gonna be real too. I got some Hell House LLC vibes from for the first part of this movie actually, right? But then like once that ends, is like okay, now the movie's like going with the incident that leads her to the town of Shelby Oaks and everything like that. Her investigation, where the investigation leads, where that house comes into, and what happens after. It feels incredibly quick. And the thing for me is, I like the story that's being told. I genuinely do, but nothing feels like it's getting enough time to linger, to like really like settle in. Actually, right? Because it feels for me, it's just like okay, we're jumping. It feels very like jump to the next set piece, and I like these set pieces, but you kind of also want more. I feel like this is a movie where you actually do need some more exposition on certain aspects, actually,
Well,
because
okay.
like I'm not without spoiling it, the reason everything is happening, like what everything's about, I feel like Wait, so is it just you? Or is it more, or like was the town in on it, or was it just you? It's like there are some lingering questions. Maybe it's because I'm super into the story, but I have lingering questions about certain aspects of the movie too. Actually,
So I'm okay. I'm gonna give you that because I don't know the whole. I have not seen the YouTube thing. Like I said, you sent me the link. I'm sorry, I didn't see it. Because immediately when that stuff started going on in the beginning of the movie, which is the 2008 footage, it's literally like cut in with the newscasting and like the interviews of the town and shit. Like the whole thing I could see is just the campaign of the Blair Witch Project. Like it's literally the only thing I could see when it started. And then I noticed, I noticed I was like, man, we're still doing this. Like when is the actual like movie gonna start going? Like all you're doing is telling me about Shelby Oaks and these people, and like they do. I appreciate that they take the time to set everything up, and they do. I appreciate it. But when it finally cuts to Mia and she's given the documentary interview in her living room, I still went, okay, so is this like, because I didn't know that much about the movie. I was like, is this gonna be found footage the whole time? Now are we in 2025 doing fucking a documentary, right? I thought maybe we were gonna follow this perspective the whole time. And then the dude shows up at the door. I'm not gonna spoil what happens after that, but that leads back into more fucking 2008 found footage. I'm like, holy fucking shit, we're doing this again. Um, so stuff like that and that jumping is why for me, like it felt long because I was like, finally, I'm getting some movie. I don't know if it's gonna be found footage or not, but I'm actually getting the plots moving forward. And then boom, we stop again, and I went fuck, and then it actually started to take off, and then it started to feel a little fast. But to get going initially, I was like, holy shit, like I'm still learning as opposed to like we're moving on now.
yeah. So keep like again, you always bring it up. Keep in mind that without watching all that stuff, I feel like okay, we're gonna have a different opinion on when we start getting more found footage and when some more quote unquote answers begin
Yeah.
with the found footage and stuff like that. So yeah, we're just gonna be on different spectrums with that actually too.
Well, for
Because
sure. And then
yeah,
like, and
for me,
then
I was really happy to see that footage. I'm like, so what happened? What led to the kidnap, like the disappearance?
see, and I agree with you. Like, I probably would 100% be a little more on board with it had I actually known that, like, oh, that's the actual fucking shit. Like, it ties in like that. I had no idea. I'm like, wow, they really went out of their way to make it look like 2008. And I was like, they even gave these actors like the old ass camera and shit. I was like, that's pretty cool. I didn't. It's still impressive and it's still cool that they took the shit. But it's like I said, that we get the point. There's like a knock at the door, something happens. I'm like, all right, we're fucking going. And instead, unintentionally funny is our main character Mia still has like something happens and she still got like mess on her face,
I
and
thought
she
about that
just
too. I was like, what the fuck?
she just like has it the whole time. Like, all right, I guess you're just not gonna. It's literally hours later. It's damn near the next night, and she's still got shit on her face. Like she just does not give a
That was
fuck.
fun. I actually thought about that too. I was like, wipe your face. Wipe
Yeah,
your face,
that was funny. Um,
So there's that. Say. But yeah.
can I just say I'm a little there's because I can take all that away. I'm gonna keep bringing up the references that I got or what I feel like the movie was trying or the shots and shit. Like I'm gonna keep bringing it up, and I'm sorry, but I do appreciate that they do it. I think it's awesome. Chris Stuckman does it very well, but there's still some like character decisions and some plot points in here that I can't jive with.
Okay.
Right? And the house is one of them. But just how this character like does her own mental gymnastics to go on this adventure in the first place, I'm like, I seriously mental gymnastics. Like this character really talks herself into getting herself wrapped up in what's going on.
Sir, I mean, shit, sir, Mr. Sister. She's been looking for this for 12 years.
Yeah.
But
Also, there's a lot of plot points and beats in this that are in my movie that I was like, oh man, I might be in trouble.
see, now you get it. I have felt this way about my passion project after I watched Fear Street and Stranger Things.
Straight up, dude. I was like, oh, I guess
But
that's
you know
the
what?
thing.
You know what though? I'm gonna make you feel better. Nothing is 100% original anymore. Okay, so
Well,
many
facts.
stories have come out, so it's like you know what? Some things might be similar, but you didn't. We all know you didn't rip nothing off.
Yeah.
There are gonna
Yeah.
be some similarities probably because like maybe you and whoever created this just share a brain cell.
How do you? Well, okay. So now that you specifically, you have all the backstory. You know everything's connected. How do you feel about the mystery? Like, Was it fun for you going down the twists and turns?
It was, but again, I wanted this to be a little longer. I know this is different for you, but I wanted it to be a little longer because there are things that I was like, I kind of want them to like not speed their way through. Like, okay, I'm gonna use this as an example because one of my favorite horror movies that's also like investigating journalism stuff is The Ring. The
Hmm.
way that is paced on, okay, you got a killer tape. The reason you're in this because a family friend died because of it, right? And then you're like, okay, you're breaking down the stuff in the tape. Then you find this. Then you find this, and it's like halfway through the movie, or maybe even just right after the halfway point, is when Samara is finally brought up. Actually, like I like the way that movie was paced on learning information and stuff like that. Shelby Oaks is very quick with it. Actually, like I
Yeah.
like the set pieces and stuff like that, but I wish that it took more of its time to like really hammer in like what Mia is learning and stuff like that, right?
Can we talk about the house now then? Because
Let's talk about the house.
I feel like this is absolutely evident when we get to the house. Because up until that point, I'm with you. Like the mystery is pretty cool, and they got a lot of really awesome shots. There's the shit that goes down in the prison both times, getting the backstory from Keith David, and then the character goes into it. Like that's pretty atmospheric. Like I'm in. That's actually kind of intense. And all of this makes sense, and then we get to this fucking house, and it's just like boom, everything's here for you conveniently.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, if we took more time to get to that point, I think it would have sold better, actually, right?
Yeah.
Or like better yet, because I'm just how do I word it without spoiling, actually, right now? What she learns at the house is immediately quote unquote, quote like kind of resolved, and I kind of would wish that like again, just take longer. Like I don't want to spoil like what happens, but what the outcome of going to that house like and leading to that creepy scene that I thought was really cool and everything like that. I'm like, I think there should have been longer because again, let's review. Let's go back to The Ring. Like Naomi Watts' character, she goes to the house of Brian Cox, right, and she gets some information, and then she does more investigating, and then goes back and learns another piece, some important pieces, right?
I'm going to use this as an argument for me as to why I think the movie's too long because
Okay.
it is resolved and we do kind of get an ending and then it's like, oh, there's still 20 minutes left. Like, what do you mean there's 20 minutes left? This should be it. Like, we're good. We got here. We know what's going on. Oh no, there's a whole nother thing now and you're like, wait a minute, what? What? By the way, for me, the I don't know what it is, but that subject matter for me is always a little extra touchy. So that shit hits a little harder for me when that stuff comes up. And I'm like, oh, we're doing this. I find it a little bit cheap, but
Mm.
I mean, it is what it is. Like I get it. I understand why you put that in there, but like whenever I see that shit, I go like, I'm uncomfortable, but in like a cheap way.
I got you. Also, I want to say this too, but what she learns at that house too, I'm gonna be real because I always thought it, but never said out loud. Sometimes pictures can be kind of scary,
Yeah, dude.
especially with how the sound cues and what's in those pictures is just like,
Love the
oh
music.
my, yeah, the music was so good actually.
Actually,
And
yeah,
also, I want to
kudos.
bring this up too about the prison too. And another reason, like, I was super into it while this is happening is that prison is somewhere Riley investigated in the ARG, but the ARG never went into why Riley freaked out or what was so special about it. So learning what was special about that specific room she was at is like, oh, so here we go. Okay, it's like it's
Yeah,
again,
but
they tell you these things in the beginning, but at the same time, watching this on your own is still like
no, I'm not.
powerful.
I'm not taking anything away from that. Just the thing that is unintentionally funny to me that hit me watching that shit is Riley and the paranormal paranoids do it during the day, and then our main character goes in the dead of fucking night. Like no shit,
Oh,
creepy
Shelby
shit.
Oaks, Shelby
Yeah,
Oaks.
like
Oh
no
yeah, yeah.
shit. No shit, fucking creepy shit's gonna happen to you. Like your sister and her crew actually went during the day and it was still creepy. You're going by yourself at night. I was like, yeah, okay. I wonder what's gonna happen.
Exactly.
Yeah, that shit made
Um,
me laugh though. I fucking as soon as she went to the prison, I was like, you're so stupid. Like, wait until it's daytime.
so I I'm not really gonna. So I don't really have anything negative to say about what the house and those discoveries led to, about what the whole other thing was.
I do.
I
Hold on,
don't.
I do. And
Okay.
my
Okay. Let's
biggest
go.
thing
Let's go.
about that is this is a missing persons case, right? And she's been
Mm-hmm.
missing for 12 years. And you would assume, especially since there's so much footage of these teens, this internet crew being in this abandoned neighborhood in these areas. You have footage, you know they've been there. That whole area would have been searched from top to bottom, right?
Nope. Wait. Nope. 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 They didn't have that footage. Not until the thing at the beginning.
No, well, but they've gotten the whole montage and shit. They're showing old stuff. That's unreleased. That shows how they actually got, you know, they meet their demise and girl gets kidnapped, but they have footage of them in Shelby Oaks because they posted before.
Mm.
That's the whole
Okay,
beginning of the movie. So for me, again, I would assume that they searched the whole fucking area. Where the fuck does this house come from?
Who knows at this? Who knows? Who knows?
I'm just saying, consider, and especially since that whole thing to me just screams Resident Evil 7. The fucking walls, the way it's lit, the creepy old lady. That scene that you're talking about where the old lady standing there, I'm like, that's the fucking chick with the lantern from Resident Evil 7. That's God. But anyway, I digress. So you mean to tell me that police officers and search crews are sweeping this whole area? They don't notice the house, and even if they do, they don't look at the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre house and the fucking Texas Chainsaw lady and go, everything's good here, and fucking say, nah, nothing to see. No, fuck that. That's the biggest moment in this movie where I was like, I can forgive everything else, but like I can't forgive this house. This whole thing. It's the exposition dump. It's the Resident Evil thing, and it's just the fact that it comes out of nowhere. I'm like, ah, man, it's a trifecta for me of I can't do it.
Okay, that's definitely going to be a moment of the screenplay needed some work there, because yeah, you have a point there. You actually have a point there. I think I was trying to figure out like how that made sense last night, but I couldn't come up with anything.
Well, everything, but again, everything before and even after, I'm here for it. But like, that whole section, I'm just like, man, like,
okay, hold on a sec.
Yeah, there's already other things. I don't want to pick this movie apart too much because I do like it, but that right there is just like a glaring, like, what, why, what?
I think my unfortunate like feelings towards how fast the movie felt for me kind of overshadowed. Like, oh yeah, like how did the cops not find that house?
Dude, I'm telling you, I felt like I had all day to dissect that too. I was like, wait, what? Hold on a second.
I think I meant to do more deep thinking into this while I was at work, but work ended up just oh man, I don't want to talk about it right now.
No, but even still in that section too, it's shot very, very well. You get more glimpses of what exactly it is they got to deal with, which in certain shots is pretty fucking creepy.
Yes.
There's really nice moments where they have this creature moving with the actors that are like in front of them. And Stuckman's got a thing for the eyes in this movie. And the way that he lights them, they look creepy as fuck. Like, oh my god, those are cool shots. But
shout out to Stuckman for them. Yes.
It's seriously, man. There's, and you know what? Like we keep saying, we wanted this movie to be scarier because there really isn't, like, people die in this movie, but like not a lot. There's effects in here, practical ones, and they look good, but there isn't a whole lot. And even the ones that I do see, I don't see much of. Like, a lot of it is hidden. The very first one in particular, that's pretty gruesome. The little chunk that I get to see, and it looks good, but like they even go out of their way. I'm watching. I get it. It's supposed to be on like local news or whatever, but they've got like crime scene photos and like it's all blurred out. Like I can't even see like what you did for your movie, man.
I'm just gonna say, like, yeah, for the aesthetic of the news broadcast, I'm not gonna give that too much crap, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just saying I want to give more credit to the effects in this movie that, from what I did see, look pretty good, but they don't show me a whole lot.
So another thing that I'm gonna bring up is not necessarily a problem, but a gripe from me on I wish this movie did more with its storytelling is that yes, if we see what we're dealing with, but I still have the question of why specifically you two. Like, why were these sisters the target? The only thing I could think about is something that Mia states about her sister, and her mom in their youth. That I guess it's not really too much of a spoiler. There used to be an amusement park in Shelby Oaks, and that's the only thing I can think of. But the movie didn't go into that. And
continue.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like I wish there was an explanation of like why you were targeted as well too. Now, initially, I'm gonna be real with you. when it comes to ARG, I said that Riley would have dreams, had these visions and stuff like that about certain things and everything like that. Misconception until watching this movie, I thought Riley was psychic. I actually thought she was a psychic, but with the explanation of what's happening, I'm like, okay, so no. But I think it's more like because you were targeted, that's why you were having these dreams and stuff like that. So like initially I would have thought maybe that's why she was targeted. Like there would be something else, but with the reveal of what it is, it's just more like okay, it shifted my perspective of what I thought versus what it actually is.
Okay, well, funny you mention that because when the movie ends, my takeaway is that Riley wasn't necessarily the target to begin with.
You have to go to Wikipedia to understand that they both were actually.
Oh, both of them. Just like
yes, they both. Yes, one was meant to do one thing, and others meant to do the other.
Okay.
And one,
well, I definitely got that part, and I was like, okay, that was kind of clever, but I took that in the direction I just said.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. That's good to know. I actually enjoy it more now.
Oh, there you go. Okay. But it also does explain like why, of course, since they were young, they were watched and everything like that, or at least they were watched, which is actually stated in the RG and I think maybe in the trailer too.
Yeah, and then now that you put it that way, I do have more questions and I do want those because I was just kind of resigned to the fact that, and this isn't a bad thing, but like we were doing just stuff that I've seen before, with explaining like, oh, the psychic thing and oh, this and all that. I'm like, all right, well, you're doing them well, it's stuff I've seen before, but you're doing it well. And I like this better.
There you go. So, yeah. Other than that, though, other than the fact that I wish the movie was just longer with more explanations and maybe another tweak of the screenplay, I really do like this movie.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to deny biasism, but, like, it doesn't change the fact that I liked it. I was into the mystery because I wanted to know what happened to Riley, actually, too. Yeah. And the stuff we discovered was interesting. And Stuckman has a really good directing style, actually, too, because the film looked amazing, and I was super into it, too.
Yes, it does. I mean, if you've ever like listened to him talk about it and stuff, like he's definitely like a student of the game. That's why I like his videos. His like video essays actually feel like essays that are done really well. You know what I mean? As opposed to watching like a Jeremy Johns who just does 5 minutes and says his thing and he's done. Not that that's bad either. I'm not saying that, but I do appreciate that Stuckman is like I said, a student of the game, and it shows. The influences are very much on the sleeve of this movie, and I'm here for it, and it's done really well. It's shot really, really well. I hope he gets another shot. I don't necessarily think that this is it, but this is like a solid first attempt, like 100%.
Yeah, I agree too. And not to mention too, like for this being, I think his debut and the film to look that good, like, oh, he's got an eye. He's definitely got an eye.
Yeah, 100% he's got an eye, but we agree. Maybe another pass on the script. Just
do another workaround and like, hey, add some more details. Like, I know sometimes some things that might feel like they drag out, but this is, for me, this feels like a movie like you need a little more story in some places for things to really feel complete.
Like, where the fuck did that house come from?
Where did that house come from? Like, I mean, sometimes you just, I mean, if Morgan was here, me and her would probably be theorizing because that's what we do about like why certain things happen, just with the context given from the ARG and the movie.
Maybe she got cut.
Yeah. Shoot. Oh, what was I about to say? But again, I really like this movie, and knowing the ARG made some discoveries a lot more fun, actually, too. It really like stuck out because I can imagine if you don't know anything about the ARG and stuff like that, and Mia goes to that prison, you're just thinking, oh, they were actually in that prison and stuff like that. But when you see it first in the ARG, is like, what happened in that moment there, actually?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that prison had me heavily invested. From Keith David's explanation to the shot of the dude in the corner, like I said, with the eyes and shit, like I was excited to go to this prison. And it was cool. It was cool to be there, and it was paying off. And then, we took a turn.
Yeah, it was quick. It was really quick.
A lot of shifting shit. And I agree with you. I don't think there was much that was really given enough time. But there's definitely a great movie in here.
Yes. And I still think the movie I really do like this movie. Also, I love the reveal about what the howling is. Because that howling is an ARG. I always thought it was coyotes. Learning what it actually is, I'm like, oh, that's what that is.
Yeah, we said the music was good. Yep. So is the sound design in general.
Yeah, the sound design was. Oh man, the filmmaking on this movie was just good. The screenplay just needed some work, but I don't think it's a bad screenplay.
I don't
It's
either.
just the screenplay that needs work.
Yep, I agree.
Yep, yep.
I agree.
Is there anything else that you can think of that you wanted to talk about with Shelby Oaks?
No. I mean, I can gush over it because like I get what this shit takes, and like that's on a bigger level than even what I've been attempting, and like I can only imagine the headaches and maybe the stop and goes that they had to deal with getting this done, and the years that it took to get it done, and then for it to get at a festival, and then a whole another year just to get in theaters. Like I give this movie all the props in the world just for being made.
Yep,
It will, and it will reflect.
I am always going to be happy that I remembered this and decided, oh my god, it's actually happening. I'm so happy.
Gives you hope.
It gives you hope. Gives you a lot of hope.
But other than that, no, I got nothing else.
Yeah, I would definitely watch it. I actually want to watch it again too.
I recommend it. Hey man,
I'm kind of weird with my recommendations because here's the thing about it too is that before the movie actually came out, the critical reception said that the first half was stronger than the second half wasn't. And after watching it, say, okay, I completely get where you're coming from. You guys aren't necessarily wrong.
Yeah.
But like trying to explain to somebody why I personally love it and was so satisfied with it is going to be different because like, okay, that requires you to do extra homework with the movie.
Yeah. Well, no. I don't think you have to watch the YouTube stuff to enjoy this movie.
Okay, that's true. You don't, but maybe it's because of how I feel.
No,
I just feel it kind of helped. It just kind of helped.
I think it would have too. I really do. I think it would have helped me enjoy it more too. Instead, I went in blind, and I got more of a surface level thing. And that's basically what I've been saying is that it's a good movie, but it's one that I've seen before. And that's it. Like I was expecting something else, right? And the two biggest things that I'll hold against it are the house plot point and the fact that it's not as scary as I want it to be. It is very much engaging. I can get sucked into a scene, but then when it comes to the actual scares and the payoff, they're kind of weak in my opinion. But everything leading up to, solid.
Fair enough. House is just that's funny. Like, where did that come from? How did they copy this? That when it comes to the scares, I'll be real. I don't 100%. I'm just more happy that the film is as atmospheric as it is because I actually high key like that a little bit more than getting scared by something actually too. It's something I'm just a sucker for. So there's how that goes.
That's fine. I don't hate. I don't hate it. I don't have a problem with it. I get it. I'm right there with you. I like a punch.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah. About time to score it then?
Yes.
I want to hear yours first, actually.
A lot of it does have to do with the fact that it's been made and everything else. But like I said, given the, I don't want to sound like I'm being an asshole because I do like this movie, but like the just the basic stuff, I guess, the stuff that I've seen before. I can definitely, like you said, there's a really good movie in here, and I think a really good director behind the camera. But there's just a couple things that we got to clean up. So I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Okay. All right. Seeing that I've been following the story for a few years now, and that how happy I am to see that it actually did come to fruition, and I'm actually satisfied with the payoffs and stuff like that of the story. Despite needing more story to clean up some areas of the film, I really was about this film, and I'm actually going to need to give it an 8.
Okay. Cool.
I thought about 7.5, but I was too happy that Shelby Oaks actually happened.
I hope, like I said, Stuckman gets more opportunities and can make some more movies because he can be really fucking good at this, and it'll be cool to be like, yo, here's his first film. Right, like this is definitely something that even like being in the heat of production right now, like I love shit like this. I love seeing where people started because like you do learn stuff watching the shit. And I think this is a perfect movie to be like let's study some film. You know what I mean?
There you go. Also, Tyler, sorry, I don't have any water, so I couldn't hydrate.
I did though, Tyler. I did.
Oh, there you go. So you got to try to hydrate from somebody at least.
Yeah, I did it for the both of us. It's cool. Here, I'll do it again. See? Cheers.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
I need it.
There you go. We have been talking a lot, actually.
Yep. And I have gotten progressively less high, so like my thoughts are getting a little bit more coherent. I'm not jumping all over the board so much. I feel like I made all the points I wanted to make. We're here. Good time.
All right, all right.
Go check out this movie.
Yeah, I do recommend it. I liked it. I really did.
Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Was there anything else funny I thought about bringing up? I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, you know what? I will say this one last thing. That husband, when Mia kind of, and is it just me, or was Mia's explanation of why everything happened and why Riley went missing, might be one of the most like, I know she says I know it sounds crazy, but somehow you don't. It almost seems like you actually were on to something.
Well, yeah, okay, all right. Considering how the movie is set up to that point, like she literally has all the evidence, like everything that she said is true. She's got video evidence. There's other physical evidence. She's got news articles. She did her homework. Like she literally has it all laid out, and everything that she said is true. Did happen. Sounds crazy, but it's not. It's right there. And he's still like, yeah, you're crazy, and walks off. I'm like, damn, bro. Like that's hardcore. That is ice cold.
Damn. Even with the revelation, like she told him something like, I never told anyone this about everything that's happening, but like it then just come on, dude. Like,
all right,
I know you guys made it hard, but come on.
All right, but there's another reason why the house like stands out so much for me as like something I don't like about this movie, because that is very well written, and the stuff before that, because she has an interview and she even mentions like, yeah, once my sister went missing, like our relationship got strained. That is a dude that no matter what, he's just done. He just lives in the house, but that relationship is over. Nothing will save it. There's a point where she texts dude and she goes, "Hey, turn on your location, send the cops to where I'm at." I was waiting for there to be a scene where like she looks and he left her on red. Like the dude is just that over it. I'm not kidding. I went, that is so well written that when we get to the fucking house, I'm like, come on, man. Yeah, that was really well written, really well acted. They did a great job with that shit. I mean, I've seen that relationship 1,000 times, dude. So like, I get it. And I saw my man's face, and I was like, bro, I get you. But yeah, that we went from that to the house, and I was like, fuck.
Wait, the text happened at the house though.
Yeah, true. But leading into that, I'm not even kidding. I was like,
okay.
I really hope there's a scene where she looks and he left on red because he just doesn't give a shit.
Oh man, but still, like, come on, like, even if she sounded crazy, that evidence actually was pretty solid.
You can't argue it. Facts,
really
dude.
Couldn't. Like, she told you something from her. It's just funny.
She had it all down too. She's like a lawyer that was over prepared. Like, bam, what you got? Oh, do you want to come with this? Fact. What else you got? Another fact. She was ready.
Regarding that incident at the beginning where the dude comes to the door, because the thing he says before the incident and everything like that does have me wondering more stuff about the story, which again, why I think the movie needed to do some more deep diving into certain aspects of it too, because what he said opened up a different can of worms in my head, like, interesting.
I'm not going to lie to you. My headcanon up to that point was she's clearly been captured, dude has had her, but under the influence of whatever's going on here. But like because she's psychic, like she was able to send him, right? But that was the only way that the message was get across. Is if what happens. But I mean I still like it, but that's where I was like, oh, I wonder if this is where this is going. It's not, by the way. I was way off.
Yeah, the me thinking she was psychic was off as well, but
yeah,
we just have to keep watching to have an idea of like what he meant by what he said.
Yeah. I have a feeling this is going to be a movie that grows on me the more I watch it, honestly. Because I am going to watch it more. I do it because I appreciate it for what it is. But like the more I watch it, the more it'll grow on me. I'm still not going to like the house. But that is what it is.
That is fair. You guys see YouTube chat? I see that. Oh, my fault. I have not checked the YouTube chat. I'm so sorry.
Well, normally I split it with Morgan, but she's not here. And I got a little caught up with Anthony here. So that's on me for not checking it. Game Freakness. And dude, thank you for hanging out and sticking with us as much as we have. But yeah.
My bad. Oh, okay. I see.
Yes. So
cool.
Appreciate you for hanging around, man. Again. But yeah, before I get on another fucking tangent, like that's really all I got. I think I did get all my points across now. Thank you for bringing up the fucking husband though, because yeah, there's There's really good shit in here, man. Really, really good shit.
I'm just happy I finally got to see the finale of this story.
Yeah. Kudos to Stuckman, man. Kudos.
Kudos to Stuckman. All right. Well, time to wrap it up then.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you, my friends, for watching the Wannabes podcast. I'm your host, Anthony, and that is Luke, my friends. Be sure to follow our socials. You'll know what we're reviewing and when we are going live. Do we know what we're going to do next? I don't think we do. Oh, wait, maybe we do. We do? I think we do. I'm pretty sure we do. Anyway.
We'll talk.
We'll talk, I suppose. We'll make it quick, though, because I know you got to go to bed, though.
No, well, if you think it's Frankenstein, I'm pretty sure that doesn't come out until the 7th to stream, which I think is the date we're waiting for now. So wait for that review that is in the near future. We are going to do Frankenstein. But for this week and then the week after, I'm not sure.
We'll figure something out.
Yes, we will.
All right, anyway. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow, subscribe here as well and everything like that. Tell your friends about us, too. We're some wannabe filmmakers who just love to talk about some movies. Also, make sure you follow the Crawl Space movie as well, Luke's passion project. I can't wait to watch that as well.
Instagram.
It's written by my homie here and is directed by the world's greatest movie director I have ever seen in my life. I shit you not. Fuck you, Steven Spielberg. Ladies and gentlemen, do not forget your popcorn. Otherwise, your house will be broken into and you will be kidnapped and taken to Shelby Oaks.
That's it. I'm ending there. Have a good night, everybody.
See y'all.